Hey guys, welcome to Reddit Brew. Today, I will be reading from the r/EntitledPeople subreddit, so let's jump into it. Entitled sister steals gifts from her children. To clarify, this took place many years ago during a time where CPS / the legal system regarding children and foster care was very loose. Anyways, some background to paint the image of my older sister. My older sister, whom henceforth I will call Ashley, has tormented me all my life. When I look back at any memory with her, it's a bad one. She has always considered herself as a matriarch and everyone else to be beneath her. If it doesn't benefit her, she doesn't do it. She's always painted herself to be much older and more mature than she actually is. When she was 14 years old, she wanted to date a 25-year-old man that already had one kid from a past marriage. Obviously, my parents were strongly against it. At the time, my whole family was seeing a counselor for other existing problems, and we would meet once a week with the counselor to talk through our family problems. Ashley took this opportunity to lie to the counselor and tell them that the whole family, myself and our little sister included, were abusing her. She got graphic and told the counselor that we would beat her and force her to do all kinds of terrible things. I'm almost positive she got this idea after reading A Child Called It, a biography about a child who was horribly abused by his family. Obviously, it was a complete lie. If anything, she was the one doing the abusing to us. But sure enough, the counselor believed her. And long story short, after a lengthy court case, Ashley got emancipated and put into foster care. Ashley's story was extremely convincing. She was a good actress, I think, due to her lack of conscience and borderline personality. So her emotions behind the whole thing seemed very genuine. Due to this, she managed to convince our entire small town that it was true, that we were monsters, and eventually, we were so hated that we had to move. Now, the events I really want to talk about. About 6 years later, Ashley decided to get back in touch with her estranged family. Little sister and I wanted absolutely nothing to do with her, but my parents still loved their child and wanted to be a part of her life. It was rocky anytime Ashley wanted something from my parents, usually money, because my parents would help if they could, but most of the time they couldn't, which made Ashley mad. She would call them terrible names and cut them off whenever they said no, just to turn around a week later and be all nice. For whatever reason, my parents loved her, so they took her back every time. Fast forward 3 years, Ashley married the used-to-be 25-year-old predator and has a child of her own with him. Decides we should have her address so that we can send birthday gifts and Christmas gifts to our little nephew and her stepson. Obviously, with a nephew and innocent blood relative in the picture, the dynamic was different now. I still wanted nothing to do with Ashley, but my little sister had warmed up to Ashley and had begun talking to her again because she wanted to be there for her new little nephew. Christmas rolls around and my mother and little sister decide to get a huge box, like the biggest box you can mail, and fill it full of gifts and treats and all kinds of goodies for the nephews. They spent like $300 on this box of gifts. They packed it up, sent it out, and waited for it to get to them. My mother talked to the nephews on the phone, telling them about the surprise, and they were very excited. Now, I was not there for this next part as I was at work, but according to my little sister, it went down like this. My mom had paid for tracking and had seen it was delivered. So my little sister called Ashley to talk to my nephews to see if they liked their gifts. The phone call went like this. "Hey Ashley, I see our gift has arrived. Did the boys love it? Can I talk to them?" "Yeah, it came. I went through it." "Is this all?" "What do you mean?" "Well, this stuff seems cheap. Like, did you even try to get them nice stuff? How are they supposed to feel loved getting this cheap shit?" Wow, I see you haven't changed a bit. Our mom heard the phone call, so she calls Ashley to, I guess, hear it from the horse's mouth. This is how that call went down. Hi, honey. I just heard. No, I didn't give the boys anything from you people. I returned it all and got money. I need money, not this cheap shit. You owe me. You ditched me all those years ago and mentally scarred me. Well, now it's my turn. She proceeds to tear down every member of our family, talking about how her new family will never be poor pieces of trash like us, which I find ironic because she returned her kids gifts for cash, but okay. Well, what did you tell the boys? They were expecting a big gift from us. I told them that it was coming. I told them that you lied, that you never sent anything at all, because you don't love them, and it was all a mean joke. They don't need to know you sent them trash. You will never be a part of their lives again. This broke my mom. She loves my nephews so much, and they are her first grandkids. She wanted to be in their lives. It was months before Ashley would even take our mother's calls. Our mother has never given up on Ashley, and I really don't understand why, but that's her child, I guess, so whatever. To this day, Ashley still won't let us talk to them, and her and the boys have since moved and will not give the address. My little sister and I now know better. Ashley was just using her kids against us to get whatever she wants, so we've stepped aside and let it go. Sadly, there's not much we can do. We don't get to directly be in our nephews' lives, so instead, we set up a bank account in our nephew's name for when they turn 21. We want them to know we care for them, and it was their mom who kept us away. I will make sure of that. Side note, just in case anyone asks, no, I have not and will not talk to Ashley since the day she lied and got put into foster care at 14. When it comes to her, I always knew what she was going to do before she did it. Being the closest to her in age, growing up, I was the main target of her abuse and torment. To this day, no contact from me. If my nephews ever want to meet me, I'm here. Honestly, Ashley leaving that family as a young teen was likely the best thing to ever happen to that family, especially OP. Sounds like she was the brunt of Ashley's abuse, and her being set free from that was a blessing. I feel like there's more to the story for this one. Like, why would Ashley go through such lengths to get away from her family? Also, they were in family counseling prior to, so clearly the family dynamic was already rocky. Also, the mother giving in to Ashley's every demand is weird, almost as though there's possibly some underlying guilt. I'm thinking there was maybe something that happened that contributed to Ashley ending up this way, which definitely doesn't justify her behavior, as in the end, we are the creator of our own demise. But I'm just stating that I think there's way more going on where the parents are concerned. But regardless, in the comments, someone asks if the nephews are possibly in danger, which I was wondering as well. And OP states, the sad thing is we don't know. We have a friend that she still talks to and is friends with on Facebook. She says they seem happy and healthy in the pictures, and she sends them to us so we can see them. But that's all the information we have. But according to the friend, she works all the time to support the 25-year-old creep and her 2 kids, so she's not home often. Well, sounds like Ashley is living her inevitable karma, and as long as the nephews are okay, that's all that really matters in the end. But anyways, that is all from me today. I hope you enjoyed that Entitled People story. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. I truly appreciate when you do, and I will see you in the next Reddit story. Bye!